one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today we have, of course, my co-host on Mondays, Zeropium. How are you doing, brother?
Good morning, Loki. Good morning to our wonderful panel. I'm sorry I'm still a little bit ill from those of you that remember our New Year's stream, but let me officially welcome you to your first 0 hour of 2022. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, and I would like to welcome back to Mornings of Mischief the one and only Reina Creole.
Good morning. Good morning. It is so great to be back here in Valhalla. I'm on staycation, so I'm so glad I can drop in here and chill out with you guys. So I love coming here. Love coming to Valhalla. Love putting you guys on for about maybe 10 minutes in between meetings so I can kind of so I don't feel like I'm completely, disconnected, because man, ever since, job responsibilities have like crept up, and of course, I love having the extra responsibility because that means extra money, which usually means less time for me to be on YouTube. But you know what, I always keep my eye out and what you guys are doing here in Valhalla, so glad to be back.
Thank you so much, Reina Creole. And of course, below me is the one and only Eris of Chaos, the battle angel of Valhalla. Thank you for being here, Eris.
Damn it! I should have done my battle angel pose. There we go. There we go. Hi everyone. I'm not awake yet. I'm drinking coffee. So if I say something incoherent, that's why. I'm blaming Loki. There we go.
Always blame Loki. It's always Loki's fault. Loki did it. If you read through the entire book of Norse mythology, 90% of it is Loki did it. Where's Loki? It was Loki. Blame Loki.
You've got so much following you. You have your own Britannica encyclopedia collection of all the
There you go.
They're actually surprised when it's not his fault. They're just like, what? Someone else did something? What happened?
That's when you ask for a retraction and a recount because something ain't right there.
What do you mean it wasn't Loki? I see him right there. It must have been him.
Yeah, whatever. Stay golden, pony boy.
Mark, don't be mean to me.
Oh, but we are here to talk about Cobra Kai. We might have some more guests pop in as the show goes on.
Nice.
I started watching this show a couple years ago, and I thought it was absolute gold. I was like, holy crap, this is a show that gets the continuation of the original source material right. They include the thoughts of the actors that were in the original movies. Seeing Johnny and Danny together again is like, it's like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter.
Ryu.
It was literally killing me to not talk about this show, because for some folks who haven't followed me on Twitter, I actually got to see the first episode on the 28th.
Yeah,
so there was this preview event, and when they announced it on Twitter, I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. I replied. I didn't think anything was going to come of it. And then all of a sudden, a couple days later, I get guess what? You get the golden ticket to go and see the first episode as a preview. And oh my God, it was better than I honestly thought that it was going to be. And just seeing all the other fans just like flipping out about how great it was. It was like such a treat. So I'm like, I can't say anything. I'm gonna be a good fan and not spoil it, because if it would have been spoiled for me, I would have had to like throat punch somebody, because that's how good it was. I mean, I did not want to spoil it for anyone, but I had to tell like Hayden Schlossberg and the rest of the other guys that they did an amazingly good job on this season. And it's season 1 is my favorite. Season 4 has to be my second.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I completely agree. I loved the first season of the show. I absolutely loved it. I thought the second season was great. I thought the third season was good. Seeing the characters, you have a show where characters are growing. You have character growth. It's very important, I believe anyway, for a television show that your characters learn and grow as people, because if you have season 1 and you have season 4 and your characters are exactly the same, doing exactly the same things they did in season 1, what's the point?
Loki, are you suggesting that people should have character arcs instead of character plateaus? Because that's not what Captain Marvel taught me. So, and she's a woman, which is very important.
Whammy.
Whamming. Whamming.
Yes, I am, because I like to see my characters grow and learn from their mistakes. I like to see people grow and learn from their mistakes. I like to see my friends, the people I care about, grow and learn from their mistakes.
Okay, stop. You're asking for personal responsibility. I don't think anyone in here can take that.
Well, growth too.
Twitter can't handle it, guys.
Well,
No.
okay. Well, if that is your platform that you're basing character development off of, that's not a very high bar to go through.
No.
You can just step over it and grow. It's what I'm hearing, because I will explain this to you guys. Yes, we do have it on Netflix way up here in Canada. I have not
Oh my
watched it yet.
God.
I have not, because I'll be goddamned if I could find the time to binge watch anything these days. So again, I have to apologize for my voice because it's not all here. But based on what you ladies and gentlemen are saying is, like the lot of you, I appreciate good character development, good character story, and arcs, when they're done right, when they're paying tribute to the source material that we remember from the films way back in the day. And that's the one thing I will always appreciate about those franchises that have those extracurricular projects that latch on to the universe that we all know and love, and they continue creating from that base platform that was created all those years ago. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing because one, it doesn't insult you as a fan if you remember the previous source material. And it
Mhm.
doesn't insult you as a new fan to think that, you wouldn't go back and check out all that previous stuff. So it's great what they do with respect to development, almost like, the stuff that we didn't see in between those scenes from the other movies, and talking about character growth, because character growth is what makes characters on screen relatable. We can't relate to the person who's perfect all the time. We can't relate to the kid who always, does everything that their parents do, because that's just not practical, and that's not realistic. Or the parents who never screw up. These parents screw up every which way from freaking Sunday, and that's what makes them relatable. They screw up. Some parts they learn, some parts they don't. Some learn it, at the last minute. And Johnny's son, holy crap. That's
Yeah.
just all I'm going to say. I was just like, I can't, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this, because it's something that you so rarely see in entertainment. And I'm purposely trying, I guess I could spoil it, but I'm not going to, because I did not see that coming. I knew something was coming, but I didn't know that it was going to happen that hard and that fast. And it was just so gratifying. Ugh.
I want to bring up perspective real quick, because that is a huge part of the show. You can see this person's perspective, but then you see this from this other perspective, and that's the way it's been since the very beginning. To Johnny, Daniel was a guy who came in, tried to steal his chick, started a fight with him out of nowhere. He beat his ass and was like, okay, it's done. And then he still has problems with this kid. To Daniel's like, I'm the new guy who came in. This jerk came over while I was talking to this chick, started a fight with me, kicked the crap out of me. His buddies then jumped me later. It took Mr. Miyagi jumping in, saving my butt for anything to happen. And then I had to learn karate to defend myself against these bullies, where to Johnny's got this totally different perspective. And that's the way it is in the show too. And not just about that, but about everything. To the new kid that's in this in season 4. He
Mhm.
gets terrorized by Daniel's son
Yeah, I
and
love
by
that
these other
kid.
guys. And then you're going, what are you doing? When he's like, yeah, kill him, and you're like, damn, dude, you were like, hey, I'm like totally into like role play, and I like to cosplay,
It's your
and
squirrel thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And he was
know.
so adorable. And then he just becomes a fucking monster by the end of it. And you're just like, wow, that's what Cobra Kai does, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really and truly what it does.
Just
And yeah,
oh, sorry,
yeah.
Eris. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
Just like
It's
exploiting that fear. You
mhm.
know, that fear that you don't have control. That's why they're like strike first,
Yeah,
strike
he did
hard,
too.
no mercy. Yeah.
and like Keeley says right there, Daniel is the real bully.
That's what from Johnny's point of view, you totally get it. You're totally like,
Yeah.
yeah, from his point of view, he's justified. And that's the most messed up thing is, especially when you're in high school, you don't know how to talk that shit out. You're high schoolers. You don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
That's
And,
right.
and we'll talk about it, later. I might have some feelings about it,
Yeah.
but it's like that's the way that you want to handle things. I mean, the fact that the new little guy, I don't know what movie they pulled that from, but where dude was basically he shut off the lights in the library and he just starts taking them out
Yep.
one
Mhm.
by one.
So that he, from what it sounds like, he shut the lights out and then just proceeded to go Batman on their ass.
Pretty much.
I like this guy.
Pretty much. And like Eris was saying, he's gone
Mhm.
from, the little guy who's getting bullied on the bus, who's getting, like
Poor
milk
guy.
coming out of his locker. And not
I
only
don't know how
that,
they did that.
being cyber bullied at the same time.
Yeah.
So all that
Mhm.
stuff's going up like on Snapchat and Instagram and all of that. And
Literally,
it's like
yeah.
he could not get away from it. And then you
He had
see,
no one at home. Dad was deployed.
yeah,
Brothers in not
in
juvie, but
juvie. Is he in
annex
juvie?
or juvie or annex, one of the two.
Okay.
Probably more. Probably
He was in juvie. He was in juvie.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. With
The
Robbie.
mom's always working, and the fact that he didn't have anyone, and he liked that at first, but then he was dancing, I guess, at his bus stop, and and he just set everyone off on the wrong foot apparently, and they were like, oh look, it's the new kid, bully him, and they didn't just bully him, they just I don't even know. I can't even think of the word. I'm blaming Loki
They
again for
went
that.
full in, like, for example, with the
Yeah.
RPG that he was playing, and it's like, "Hey, this is
Oh
so
my
and so
god,
from
yeah.
gym class," and
That's so rude.
I'm like, "If I was writing this, are they gonna switch it up?" And they did, because then
I
you
didn't
think
even
Yep.
it's
think of
the
it.
girl, and they're doing all this stuff and talking
Yeah.
all this stuff, and he's just, giving everything pretty much out about all his nerd hobbies, and then the screen, like, pans over, and you see that it's Daniel's son and his friends. I'm
Mhm.
like, that is so messed up, but
Mhm.
it just shows how, how depraved these kids are.
Mhm.
We've seen that though. We've seen stuff like that where and in in real life in the fandom,
Oh yeah.
where
Oh
people
yeah.
have been they're not who they say they are.
Whatever you heard about me,
Mine.
it's not true.
Or
Yeah, I
is
got
it?
catfished. He got catfished. That's exactly right.
That's
Mhm.
yeah, that's true.
Poor
He did.
guy.
It
So
was
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, these children are just ending up being victimized by, being a product of their childhood. Because I mean, if they had, like you
Yeah.
were saying, if mom's always working, everybody else is off, he's all alone, and having solitude in your life, especially when you're an imaginative kid, that's nice for a while. But when you find out the hard way that you've been so isolated, you have nothing to rely on. Pardon me.
Mhm.
You end up getting pretty desperate when you're by yourself. You have the option of being with people, but when that's taken away from you, you have no choice about it. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal for a youngin to have to deal with.
And they
Mm.
do it extraordinarily well. This is completely believable. It's not out of the realm. It's not like they went overboard with it. These kids messed with him, and of course he reaches out to his older brother
Mhm.
for help towards a Cobra Kai.
Nobody's just like, yeah, I know somebody that can help you. Soon as I
Yeah.
saw him, I'm like, oh shoot, now here we go.
Yeah. Someone mentioned it earlier, and this was something by the last episode. I think I had my jaw like on the floor. Is Kreese of all human beings
Oh,
has growth? He has
girl.
character growth.
I'm like,
he actually, for a brief moment, he was just like, oh.
I thought it was like in his head for a minute or something. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you think he does it? And I was like, nah, I've thought about that in my head, but that's not what I'm gonna do.
And last season I gave
it.
this show a little shit because of the Vietnam stuff with Kreese. I'm
I
like,
know,
I
I
don't
know,
want to
you're not
know.
prepared about it.
We already know kind of what happened.
Right.
I don't need to know more about Kreese and feel pity for him, or I don't need that.
I always every single time he brings this up, I argue with him on it. That's not what that was. You weren't supposed to pity. You were supposed to understand. God damn it! It's not pity.
Well,
It's
there's a lot of
understanding.
entertainment out there right now
Mhm.
where they're saying, okay, we want you to feel bad for this bad person
Yeah,
and
sympathetic feelings
understand
have
them
yeah.
so we can make them into a semi-hero villain, a dark villain, or
Mhm.
dark hero, or whatever stupid crap they did with Maleficent.
They want
I
to
don't-
do that whole
Don't.
anti-hero thing. I didn't mean to
Yes.
interrupt you, but that's kind of like what I was explaining to other people. I said I liked the stuff that they were showing with Kreese, not to make me feel sympathy for him, but to see inside what's going on in this sick guy's head. Like I like true crime,
Mhm.
and the criminal mind fascinates me. Not to sympathize with them, but like an FBI profiler trying to find out what makes these people tick.
Mhm.
So I like
Mhm.
seeing that, but I totally get where you're coming from, Loki, because that's the reason why I freaking hated Maleficent, why I never will watch Cruella. It's like I don't want to
Blech.
understand these people so that you feel sympathy for them. I want to understand them to figure out why they do this crazy ish.
Not
Yeah.
Cruella. She didn't get a single puppy. Fake news.
No. I said this several weeks ago. That entire film should just be condemned to 101 damnations.
Oh,
but
that's beautiful. I love that.
I like that.
Feel free to steal it. It's not owned by anyone except me, so I will gladly give up the rights. But Loki brought up an interesting point. This is kind of off topic, but on topic. He said there's a lot of entertainment out there. And I just wanted to say, let's put quotes around that word
Yes.
and use the term very, very loosely.
I gotta ask
Entertainment or
last-
indoctrination. One of the two.
Yes. I got asked last night, favorite movies of 2021. And I'm like, Dune, Spider-Man,
Afterlife.
Afterlife. And I got told, all you do is watch superhero movies. Give me 3 that aren't superhero movies. I said, okay, number
Halloween
one, Dune's a
Kills.
sci-fi movie. And then I got told, well, no sci-fi movies, no superhero movies. So Ghostbusters, Dune's out, Spider-Man's out. What do you want me to say? I liked
Halloween
West
Kills.
Side Story. I hate West Side Story.
Ew.
I would have got told. I would have
Not
got
that
told.
remake.
Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But basically, I mean, what else is there last
Halloween
year?
Kills.
Oh,
God
but there was
damn
this
it.
and there was this. Take out
Halloween
horror
Kills.
movie. You
No,
can't
I'm
say
not
you
taking out horror
yeah.
movies.
You can't say horror movies.
Why
so
not?
I don't know because I said so.
What they want,
Yeah.
quote unquote, cinema.
Yeah, cinema.
art house crap?
Yes.
Well, I
yes.
mean, do they expect you to just go and set up your own Cannes Film Festival where you can just show whatever you want that's not a superhero movie or a horror movie or anything else? I mean, they're basically asking you to eliminate every genre of the film industry out there and then come up with something, that's
Well,
What they want
I-
you to do with Con is they want you to like that film about the chick who has sex with a Cadillac.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Oh,
that was
for
the
real.
old Ford
DLC
Escort.
special
Did anyone ever own a Ford Escort? That was a real thing. I thought you could
No, I've seen one though. I remember what they look like.
inside and out.
Why is somebody fucking a car? I'm confused. Why am
Girl,
the
I don't
troll
know, but
thing
I'm like,
fucking so-
this is Cannes Film Festival for you. That's
How
the
is
kind of
she
ish
doing
they
it?
like.
I pulled up the best movies. So really quickly, I pulled up the best movies, and I got Black Widow, Tick Tick
No.
Boom,
I forgot about Black Widow.
Hell no.
Zola,
Hell, no. I didn't even see that.
Spencer,
What?
What?
The Card Counter.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. The Night House,
What?
Yeah.
Nightmare Alley,
Exactly.
Shang-Chi shouldn't even be
Hell
on this
no.
list
No, it shouldn't be
anywhere.
on there.
I fucking forgot about that too. Good job.
In
Marvel.
the Heights,
Oh, hell no.
exactly. Psycho Gorman,
Don't know what that one.
Last Night in Soho,
Hell
Isn't
no.
that a
Sure.
remake though? Did
The
that-
Suicide Squad,
No.
at
Yeah.
14, Tragedy of Macbeth, No Time to Die, No Time to Die is
No
on
Time
here.
to Die.
Pig,
No time for that.
The Worst
Hell
Person in the
no.
World, Summer of
A
Soul,
movie about me? Oh my god.
The Last Duel, which I heard was absolutely horrible, The Green Knight, Licorice Pizza,
What?
Fuck
Okay.
off. Get out.
What?
Get out. Who said
Bo Burnham Inside,
What?
West Side Story at number 4.
Oh God, no.
Sorry.
No.
East Side,
What is-
motherfucker.
What is West Side Story?
Judas and the Black Messiah,
That's a
Belfast,
kick-ass- that would be a-
and Dune
that
Dune at number 1.
Belfast?
Spider-Man No Way Home's not even on here.
Probably 'cause it didn't
Dune's
come
number
out by the time
1.
the thing came
This
out.
is all from, you guessed it, Den of Geek.
Why am I not
Ah.
surprised?
What is
Exactly.
Den of Geek? I
So
just
I'm
looked
just
for
like,
it.
if that's the best that they have to offer, yes, I agree. Dune number 1. Everything else,
Mhm.
Hey, Halloween Kills had the best kills in the Halloween franchise. Fucking come at me. I will argue with you all day. Okay.
Now I did hear Judas and the Black Messiah was pretty good. I did hear some good buzz about that, but I haven't seen it yet. I need to see that to make up my mind. I will watch that. Unlike the West Side Story remake, no, no.
I'm learning.
We
Hold
have to
on.
Google
I'm
it.
evolving.
Sharks and the Jets. Never heard of the Sharks and the Jets movie? I've got one for you, Loki. Willy's Wonderland. Anyway, back on track. Back on track to
that's
Cobra
Nick
Kai.
Cage. Nick Cage horror movie. It doesn't count because horror movies, sci-fi, and superhero movies don't count. By the way, thank you for using the fucking Oscars as your
God.
device of what is good
Seriously.
movies, because Oscars don't like superhero movies, they don't like sci-fi movies, and they don't like horror movies. So
No,
well done.
they don't. And the Oscars have a reputation for nominating movies that nobody freaking saw or cared
Yeah.
about, unless there's enough buzz where they'll put it on the nomination list, but they won't win. Star
thought-
Wars.
I thought the Oscars and everyone working at the Academy loved all that kind of stuff. Because remember when Black Panther came out? Did they not invent a category just for Black Panther? What was it? Most popular film or whatever?
What?
What? Wait, are you serious? Hold on.
I
missed
can't
that.
totally
Seriously?
confirm
Black
that, but I thought that was a
Panther.
thing. I heard it from somewhere.
Category.
Sorry,
for
Loki. I know we got off
Oscars.
track.
Speaking
How
of
dare you get off track.
categories, did
How dare
Cobra Kai win an Emmy at all?
Oh, that's a good question. Cobra Kai.
Let us
I mean, I
look
bet
it
you
up.
It
didn't.
props up guys as being good. It must not have won anything.
Well, then, deservedly so. Damn. the Oscars.
Outstanding sound editing.
Oh wow.
Get the
Oh,
wow,
God.
really? That was the
I
bone
saw-
they threw him.
Yes. They got 6 nominations. Outstanding Comedy Series 2021.
Hmm.
Outstanding Mix for a Comedy Series. Sound
was a
mixing. Outstanding
hit.
Stunt Performance. Outstanding Sound Editing. There's 2 of those. Hold on. So it's outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama series, outstanding sound editing for a comedy or drama series, outstanding stunt coordination, outstanding stunt. There's 2. Oh, that's in 2018, 2019. Okay. So they've been nominated 6 times. Once for outstanding stunt coordination in 2018, the same in 2019. Sound editing for a comedy or drama, in 2021, Outstanding Stunt Performance 2021, Outstanding Sound Mixing 2021, and Outstanding Comedy Series 2021. Why is this looked at as a comedy series?
It's a drama, if anything.
Yeah.
Is it dark comedy?
I mean, yeah, I laugh, but just because I laugh at something doesn't mean anything. I laughed during Halloween Kills when people were dying. I don't know, does that make it a comedy?
Makes it a
I don't
makes
see
it a
comedy.
a
I see
dark
it as like
dramedy.
a drama. Yeah,
Yeah.
dramedy. Yeah, in a
Let's
way.
see,
Yeah.
What is Cobra Kai listed as being? Because usually, like, it'll actually, like, if I go to their Wikipedia, it'll actually tell me. It's a martial arts comedy drama. I'll take that. I'll take
Martial arts comedy drama.
Yeah, it's just martial arts.
I mean, I don't know if there's enough comedy in there to call it a comedy drama. It's also described as an action comedy, but I would take martial arts comedy drama as like a description. But I wouldn't just call it a comedy. I would call it that whole like chunk because that describes it better. Whatever. Accuracy. We don't need that in 2022. Throw that away.
Nah.
We don't need-
Nah. Mashugana details. Also, quick good morning to Andrew. Good morning to Snortopoopus. Yeah, I'm not doing the roll call. Also, good morning to Lady Arwen. Nice to see you finally rolling out of bed from your late night New
wow.
Year's, your late night
Arwen.
New Year's Eve party. I'm guessing you finally slept
Oh,
all
wow.
of that evening off now. How are you?
You know, in the movies, when someone like, you know, gets out of bed after a drunk stupor, you know, there's like bottles falling off the bed, Twinkie wrappers everywhere.
Yeah.
Sausage wrappers,
And
wine
s-
bottles,
And sausage grease all over every friggin' wall in your house.
the
Try
broken
explaining that one.
fan. She broke her fan. Did y'all know that she has 2 fans? She broke one of them. On Beth Stevens'
What?
stream. She broke it. Like, you know, her little.
When she
fan.
gets the vapors.
It looked like a fucking accordion.
Mhm.
It's like, Arwen, what did you do?
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that's so.
All I
funny.
wanted was a single goddamn Twinkie. Now I'm going to Arwen's house. We know where to get him.
Yeah, that's where the Twinkie factory is. All right, it's Arwen's house.
One goddamn Twinkie.
Just one.
I beat.
Oh my God.
I beat wholesale ass for a lot less than that.
Yeah.
So there's so much in this season
Oh,
that,
there's another person that enters the crew, by the way. Do we want to spoil that? I know.
no, I'm not going to go
Okay.
like really in-depth details into spoilers. I'm just there's so much they bridged, not only from the previous seasons, but from the previous movies.
Mhm.
There's returning characters that will absolutely blow your mind. You'll be
Wow.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Last season, god damn, last season was crazy. I was like, how the hell did you?
does it even include canon from the one with Hillary Swank in it?
No, that is never mentioned. That is never.
Thank
That is never.
goodness. I refuse to watch them.
Miyagi, come in while you change clothes. Oh my God, you dirty old man. Oh, Miyagi, sorry. No, we're not talking about that.
I saw 1 and 2 because this is how I watched it. I watched 1 and 2 because I heard the show was good last year, and then I watched seasons 1 through 3. And then over the course of like a week, I watched both Karate Kid movies in that one. I haven't seen 3 yet, so I was a bit confused this season. And a little bit last season, I guess too. There's like portions of it that are apparently in this. Yeah, it's I know Miyagi was not a pervert according to this show.
No. Also, real quick, Keely, why you doing this? Why? I feel like every time you're here, you just try to throw that out for my benefit. I think why?
She was
Why?
playing herself. It doesn't
One
really
day,
count.
I will find you and I will troll you.
So basically, what I'm talking about is Miyagi is now teaching a girl. This girl is the quote next Karate Kid.
Roll credits.
And he goes up to her room and he's like, "Oh, Miyagi forgot to tell you." And as he's opening the door, she is throwing her bra on and is like, "Oh my God, you didn't even knock. Oh, Miyagi, sorry." And
Lock your door, heathen.
and he's like, Miyagi used to Daniel-san. Daniel-san no have
Oh, I'm
bra
fine
or
with
breastises.
Daniel-san naked. That's fine. Underage Daniel-san, I'm fine with walking in him naked. That's fine.
Yeah, you
There's
kinda-
nothing wrong with an underage Daniel-san naked. That's fine.
Kind of dug the hole a little deeper, Miyagi-san. Please calm yourself.
But yeah, that movie is never mentioned, nor should we mention it. And if we have since we have mentioned it, I
never
will
said
go in later after the show is done and we will cut out that entire part that mentions that because it does not exist.
Is that 4? Is that 4?
I wouldn't even call it
Quote,
4. It's just the next Karate
next
Kid.
one.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it was technically third in the timeline, but it wasn't really ever called Karate Kid 3. It was the next Karate Kid,
All right.
which
because
ended up being the last Karate Kid.
Yeah.
I was looking at obviously looking at New Year's Day sales when it came to like box sets and 4Ks this weekend, and there is a 4K box set of the first 3 Karate Kid movies, and it's only the first 3 Karate Kid movies that are restored in 4K, and it comes in this little cool box set, and it's really
Because
I
no
was
one cares
wondering.
about the one with Hilary Swank.
or the other one with Will Smith's kid.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
I remember
Jackie
all of that.
Chan, not Miyagi-san.
no.
No, I love
Nothing-
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Jackie Chan whatsoever, but that was a movie that once again did not need doing like that.
Oh, that's our whole point, Chris, is that we're dragging things up that you forgot. It's all right.
Yes.
The next Karate Kid does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei.
No.
Quiet is my favorite part. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't tell a woman to shut up anymore. So.
I mean, well, yeah,
She's
you
fragile.
can't tell anyone to shut up unless it's over Twitter. But yeah, that's what I love carrying over from the holiday season. A little bit of awkward silence.
Good.
Chris Persia
I
says
like it.
Loki had successfully forgotten that movie until you kindly brought it up. You are
You're
welcome.
Hashtag
Chris
blame zero.
Persia.
Blame zero this
you.
time.
I
I'm
will
starting
remember
my
that
own
quick.
book.
Wow.
I'm sorry, not sorry for bringing it up. I hope it churns up all kinds of bad memories, and yeah, that's what I do.
Well,
Luckily, I haven't watched that because just no. I
oh,
was
you never.
I was
oh,
warned. I said don't. They said don't watch
no,
it. I said okay.
no,
Not
don't.
Not gonna like Rise of Skywalker. Not pushing the play button on that.
Nah.
Maybe
dude,
Paul
no.
Fee could complain to get it the Jackie Chan one in the
Oh,
box.
Lord.
The digital code. And then-
we
and
oh
then
yeah,
drop
we can
the
get the
price
digital
by-
code.
Yeah,
We
drop
got the
price
digital
by a
code.
third of the price.
No one cared about that movie. The next
Yeah.
Karate Kid. I know there were people that were like, oh, the one with Will Smith's kid's great. The one with Pinka Denio Smith, whatever the hell his name
Pinka
is.
Denio.
That's perfect. His name is Pico de Mayo.
I'm just it's just sorry. The one with Hilary Swank just is like I just remember this military guy beating the crap out of her. That's all I remember.
Did she deserve it?
Will Smith is
Maybe.
listed as an executive producer on Cobra Kai. He probably hated his kid's version too. He bought the rights to Karate Kid to do the Karate Kid movie with his kid.
Well done, Will. Go back to Bel Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop being cringe.
Yeah.
We like
Kung
you,
Fu
it's not
Kid. Yeah, it
cringe.
wasn't even Karate Kid. It really was Kung Fu Kid. He learned Kung Fu. He didn't learn karate.
I know Kung Fu.
Oh, well, are you telling me they talk about like no cultural appropriation and respect other cultures, and then they mix up kung fu and karate? Good fucking job.
Yeah. It's a little bit
Takes one
different.
Google search.
A little bit different than your standard karate.
Yeah, if you enter a karate tournament and you do kung fu, I don't know if they're going to be very welcoming of that. That'd be like showing up to do like I don't know, a baseball tournament and bringing a football. You're just like, I mean, close, but no.
Yeah. He did not even bow when he entered the dojo.
Yeah, he just kicked me in the face. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I thought that was the rules. I know Kung Fu. Whoa.
I would accept Neo, actually.
I still know Kung Fu. Whoa. That's what he says in the new movie.
Oh my
I still know Kung Fu. Whoa.
To be fair, that's the only that is an acceptable line at that point. That's one of those, like, if you wrote a fanfic, you would have that in there. So and let's name the Kung Fu Kid Karate Kid. It makes sense because it's the same thing, right? It's just fighting, so it's all the fucking same thing. It's not like, there are different things, and there's different places, and Asia's not the only place that has fighting like that.
Yeah.
I know, I just blew people's minds.
Well, I mean, look where it was marketed to. They're probably thinking, oh, the Western market, they're not going to know the difference. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's
cringing
do
his
it.
whole body through the whole thing. He's just like, why? I wasn't paid enough to do this. Ugh.
So
All respect.
So moving on.
Anyway,
there
Karate
isn't.
Kid?
I one thing I want to bring up, and I want to get your guys' opinion on, except for you, Zero, because you haven't seen it. But I'm sure you can weigh in on this anyway, because it is kind of like every character in the show, there is something important about them. They've done something either very negative, very positive, or both. They have a few characters, very few, have absolutely no character growth. But that is because they are stuck in this, oh, dude, and then I went down, I like booty bombed the bitch. And you're like, man, you sound exactly the way you did in season 1. That is supposed to be that way. Because it shows there's nothing else there to that character. That is what they are. They are a mindless bully that acts like, they're, well, I got a rich ride, yo. And that's all they are.
Yeah.
They're a waste of space. And when they do the tournament this season, it shows you how much of a waste of space they are, because they're in the tournament and then they're not in the tournament.
Yeah.
Because they don't really do anything. This is all like status for them. What do you guys think about that? I want to go around with Lorena first, Zeropium, and then Eris last.
So mean.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. The character that stands out to me the most, aside from Robbie with respect to growth, I'm going to say Tori. We actually saw her in this show actually ask for help.
Yes.
And she didn't do it as if, yeah, okay, fine, I need your help. No, it was like, okay, you know what? I've done some really effed up stuff, really, really effed up stuff. And if I don't want to keep screwing up my life, I need to ask for help, because she was put in a position where there's somebody who can even out hustle her when we meet her aunt.
Oh, man.
And she realizes, you know what? Yeah.
It's a path you're going down.
I'm not as much of a badass as I thought I was. And if I don't fix something, I'm going to end up like this chick who I can not stand and who's a threat to me. So having her ask for help, and then also finding out the background of Daniel's wife, where she basically went Britney Spears on somebody with a bat to a car while they were still. Yes, very. It's like you completely understood why she freaking went and did that. But I just had a Britney Spears flashback when I heard that. But you find out that background about Daniel's wife, and I'm blanking on her name for some reason, where you're just like, why is she so invested in trying to help Tori once she finds out what's going on with her? It's like, why is she still invested in it to the point where her daughter's just basically like, you must freaking hate me because you're entertaining this chick.
Although, if you remember last season, it's kind of like you can see why she would say that because of what happened, but that doesn't mean that people can't grow.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, when you've been through something and you see someone and you relate to them, you want to help them.
Yes.
That is part of human nature. You want to help them. And sometimes those people absolutely resent the fact that you try and help them. You have done them a disservice. You have insulted them by offering your help. And at the beginning, that's kind of like what Tori, I see what you're saying. It's kind of like what Tori does.
Mhm.
She's like, how
Yeah.
dare you offer your assistance? But then when the
Pick it
thing
up
with the
first.
ant happens,
Mhm.
she's like, I do need help. I can't
Mhm.
take all of this on my own. I do not have the ability to carry all of this on my shoulders.
Mhm.
I have to change something.
Mhm.
And that echoes to the very end of the last episode. There's stuff that happens in the last episode that I'm not going to ruin. We're not going to ruin it.
Mhm.
But there's
You
stuff
see
that
things
happens
from
all the
both
way up
sides.
into the last episode that you're like, wow, she's not the same chick she was in season 3. Because in season 3, she is a hurricane of bitch.
Oh yeah.
That's a kind way of putting it. She is an unstoppable force of I will make you suffer, and there is not a damn thing on this planet, no law, no human, no force of nature that can stop me from showing you where your place is, which is on the ground beneath my boot. That is Tori in season 3.
She pretty much went full ham, if you want to say.
Oh, yeah. No, that's actually sums it up way better. That's right, actually. So, yeah.
What do you think about character growth, Zero? Is that important to you in a show? Do you
Absolutely. Because I mean, if you have your shows out there that are what I would call empty calorie shows, they're just there to fill the void because you're bored or something like that. But if it's like I said earlier, if it's a show that is a continuation of this 30-plus-year-old material we have, there absolutely has to be character growth. There has to be growth for any character that you like, and you end up liking these characters because, like you all said, they're relatable. They have that kind of growth. They keep making mistakes. They have what we call the human element to the characters that they are. It is absolutely important because without that, they're just faces on a screen. They're replaceable, movable cogs in a machine. Character development and the actors and actresses portraying them is what brings that all together.
Yes. And the roles change. Those people's roles changes over time. Daniel's daughter is just this like, oh, hey, I'm not getting involved in any of this nonsense. And now she's smack dab in the middle of all of it. And has completely changed as a character. Daniel has become the Mr. Miyagi of Cobra Kai. Whereas Johnny at first was like, I'm going to be Kreese, and then Kreese showed back up and he's like, I don't want to be Kreese. I'll be my own guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arwen says hurricane of bitch describes her perfectly in season 3. Yes. Yes, she is a hurricane of bitch. And I kind of missed that this season. I like the mean, don't take any shit girl that was in season 3.
She is still there, but this season was kind of about moving past certain things, and like how Tori is moving past certain things, and or starting to have her eyes open to certain things, kind of like Robbie, right? They're both kind of like, maybe I'm not right, and I think this whole time, I think 1, 2, and 3, they for those 3 seasons, they were very static in the I'm digging in my heels, I'm correct, and I'm blaming the world for everything. And like then Tori and Robbie this season are like, damn, man. And I think it has a lot to do with like certain little things from previous seasons, which I love. I love things that come back from other seasons, and so that's not like just a standalone season, right? They come back and things affect. It's cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. Like things are not forgotten, things are remembered, things are brought back, right? And it's just it affects people's lives because that's how the real world is. Yeah, my only pronouns in this. Yes.
Two things I
I
want to touch
love
on.
that.
Yes, two things I want to touch on before we get out of here, and we'll go in the same order. Loriana, Zero, Eris. There were people that were saying, "Oh, this is getting woke. You've got
What?
Johnny doing this." Yes, there were
I'm
people
sorry.
complaining, and there's also people saying that this show is trash. The only reason why any of us like it is because it's not as woke as everything else. So first, let's
What?
talk about how this show, in my opinion, this show makes fun of all that, because that's exactly what I saw. I saw Johnny making fun of it all. He
I had to learn feminism.
he had to learn feminism to ask a girl to join the dojo, but they needed a chick. And of course, Miguel is telling him, if you want to get any of these chicks, you're going to have to speak like this, because that's all they understand.
Yeah.
Right. That's the hook that you need in order to bring them in. But yeah, this show totally makes fun of that woke nonsense. And they've actually been making fun of that since the first season.
Yes.
Johnny's been always, making remarks about basically, you kids are just, candy asses, and you need somebody to kick you in the ass, realize life isn't fair. You're not given stuff. You have to go out there and you have to take what it is that you want. You have to be willing to do what you need to do in order to get that. And they're not coddling these kids. They're guiding them. They're not coddling them. So no, I would have to disagree. Yes, there's a bunch of woke crap that's out there, but take the term woke, and honestly, I'm really getting a little sick of that term. It kind of, my eyes glaze over when I hear woke, the same way that I hear people saying, X, Y, and Z is racist. My eyes kind of roll over there. There's activist entertainment. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And with this show, I mean, they do not do that. I don't care if a show is, activist entertainment or not. Is it true entertainment? Does it bring you in? Do you care what happens to these characters? Do these characters grow? Does it pay reverence to the source material? Does it not treat you like an idiot when you're watching it? And that's what this show does. And it does very, very well.
Well said.
I absolutely agree. Lorena. Zero.
Folks, this is what I know. 2 + 2 is 4. Water is wet. Next.
Are you sure water's wet?
Yeah. Well, right now outside it's frozen. No. To touch on what you guys are already saying, and yes, I'm sorry. I will watch the series. I give you my word on that. Oh my god. But to agree with my panel, the term woke is just absolutely disgusting me these days. Like I want it out of our system. I just want it out. So if you take a show like this, based on what I've heard thus far, when they're kind of subtly, throwing punches at the term woke and the snowflakes and every other, description we have for things like that, that's all well and good, as long as the show has staying power outside of that, because it sounds like they're not really making a point to attack wokeness or anything like that. If it's got substance, really good character substance and plot substance to have excellent staying power outside of everything else that's going on, then I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Eris.
Yes. Oh, you want my opinion? Are you sure you want my opinion, Lucky?
He was asking.
That was a joke, but apparently
Ba-dunk.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me at least something instead of awkward silence. Zero. Thank you. Anyway.
I love the awkward silence.
Oh, god damn it. I don't see how people could say this is woke. And I'm getting really sick of people saying that, oh, it came from the modern era. It must be what? Hold on. That's hilarious.
Oh, don't get me started on Star Trek. Lord have mercy. Jesus.
No.
Nope.
No, we don't have another hour to do a show, Mark.
No. Well, we do, but I mean, we don't.
No, we don't.
It's okay. You like doing sprints, Loki. I understand. I respect that. It's all right. I just don't see how this is woke. And I'm sick and tired of people throwing shit around that's woke. If you don't like it, that doesn't mean it's woke. Things can be bad and not woke. I know we've kind of forgotten that because so many things that are bad are woke.
Mhm.
And, it's like, you got to be careful with throwing that word around too much, especially if it's just like, if something is bad and it has a female lead, for instance, that doesn't mean it was woke. It just means that you had a bad piece of entertainment that
Mhm.
had a female lead. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's woke. And if we get too loose with that term, which I think we are unfortunately starting to head towards that direction,
Mhm.
then we're kind of sort of becoming the thing that they've kind of claimed that we are this whole time. You see what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
start assigning any time that there is a strong female character as woke, or if there is someone like Hispanic or Black or Asian as like the main character, and that's woke, like then you're starting to wander into the realm of that's kind of what they were calling you out for, and you weren't doing like 10 years ago. So you
Yeah.
don't need to give that to them. Don't become the thing that they've been wanting, that they've been saying that you are, right?
Mhm.
Just like if it is like pure propaganda, there is no entertainment except inside the echo chamber. Like then you can call that shit out. I didn't see that in this. And there have been things this year that people have said are woke that I'm sitting here like, I don't think that they are. I think you're starting to confuse woke with has other, like, isn't like maybe it's a sequel with a female lead, or maybe, instead of the male lead being the chosen one, it's the male and the female leads are the chosen ones, right? Like depending on how it's done, that could not be woke. It just depends. So it's entirely on depending on what you're giving us, which is kind of how I thought everyone thought, but apparently not.
Mm.
This is
So
not woke to
really
me.
quick, before we get out of here, a rating on this season. We'll go Lorena 0, Eris. Lorena, what would you give a rating? If you had to give one like 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
For season 4, I would give it, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I
Oh
really, I
wow.
really, I
Wow.
really am. Season 1 was a 10. Season 2, I'd kind of give like an 8. Season 3, I'd kind of give like an 8. But this season, just from all the things that they did, and actually making me want to hate someone more than I hate Kreese. I did not see
Yes.
that coming when it came to Terry Silver. I'm like, oh, did he really just freaking do that? I'm like, that was such an amazing turn of events, and I can't believe that I didn't pick up on that. And I love the fact that I got fooled that way. So I give it a 9.5. And yeah, Daniel and Chosen showing up at the end of that. I'm like, oh
I
shoot,
didn't see that coming.
as
I didn't see that
Yeah.
coming either.
as far as Silva goes, there's one thing you've always got to remember. Wah, wah, wah. God, that was my favorite part of 3 when Miyagi knocks him into that glass and paint falls over him and he leans down and whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Like, what does that do? What does that do for you? What does that empower you? Whoa. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You watch too many karate movies, and you think that's just what you do. You can do moves in karate without making a noise. FYI, so fun. Like you
Like,
dumbass.
yep.
I know you haven't seen it yet, Zero.
My bid is $1. No, ladies and
$1.
gentlemen, rating pending. Don't worry.
Rating pending.
Oh, that's fair.
Find out next week. Eris of Chaos, season 4. Give us 1 through 10.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'll give it a 9. I will give it a 9, just because like I I'm taking a small point off because it was very. There's one portion of the show, and I don't know if I need to get into it. There's one portion of the show that really made me mad. It's how, like, at the very beginning and the very end, there are two characters that fucking are in the same place, and it's so annoying. And yet they're not. I don't know how to put that any other way. Can I say it? Am I not allowed to say it? Okay, no.
I think
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
need help.
Okay. At the very beginning, when we finished on season 3, Johnny and Daniel are like, we're gonna unite and we're gonna defeat Cobra Kai, and then this season happens, and I don't want to spoil, but it really kind of made me mad that they let the past get to them again, and then they went.
Oh, well, okay. I was
See what I mean?
thinking of something.
If-
Yeah, I
if
get
they
what you
would've
mean. I get what
just
you mean.
it would have been fine. You know what I mean? If they would have just stayed, it would have been fine. But they didn't, and that really aggravated me.
It's
That,
like okay, we're gonna swing out this way. Okay,
yes,
we did that
maybe
for him. We're gonna come back. Yeah, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna talk about another scene, which I didn't like. I'm like, are we going back with Miguel getting hurt again?
No, he peaced
I
out, man.
I
He
didn't
just-
I didn't really appreciate that.
No,
I don't know. I
No.
did like at the end Hawk. I've loved Hawk since the very beginning. I've seen him at season 3 and it really made me feel good because I loved his character because I totally got it. And then season 4, what happens to him is very interesting. I felt like that was going to happen eventually, but I didn't see that coming at the same time. I don't know. I really, really love the show. I think the show overall is a 9.5, 1000%. I think it's right up there with the greats as far as a show that will continue on for future generations. Kind of like Sopranos, the Breaking Bads, the Star Treks, the ones that continue on. A lot of this woke shit, I'll go ahead and say it, the L word is a good example. Sorry, I've been on another J Longbow watching binge. The Batwoman, these shows you might see them there. You might see their sets at like discount retailers like Game Exchange or something. Or you're just
Straight into the bargain bin.
Yeah, they're oh, what is this? And you just kind of like, it's for like $1. It's like,
I'll
okay,
buy
maybe
that
I'll
for
get
a
this.
dollar.
Yeah.
Except
Okay,
I
so
won't.
but I don't want to cut you off.
How
But
dare
we
you.
do
I'm a
have to get out of here really quickly. This is what I think. I give this season an 8. I know why Loki is giving it the lowest score out of the group here. I'm giving it an 8. I did not like it as much as I did last season. Because I love Tori just being like the nightmare. Sam's nightmare. I love that. I absolutely love that. And Miguel coming back. And I agree. I'm kind of disappointed in Miguel this season. But he was kind of getting pushed to the side by Johnny, and you see Daniel kind of take him under his wing, and he feels torn by everything, not just, Daniel and Johnny, but his mom too. And he's kind of like the floater this season. He kind of floats around between the groups, and he doesn't really know where his place is. And then he's gone. Poof. At the end of the last episode, he's gone. And it's going to be interesting. They've already filmed season 5. They're going to film a season 6. Season 5 has already been filmed. They just got to go in and do their magic. Then on to season 6. I'm hoping season 6 will be the next tournament, and then that's it. They're done.
Yeah, same. That's how I feel. It should be the tournament, and I'm hoping that they actually combine, because technically speaking, they're supposed to, whoever loses that tournament is supposed to get rid of their dojo and whatever. But if you combine dojos, then that's technically a new one. So
True.
you can get around that with like that loophole. And yeah, to be fair, I mean, they didn't really honor their shit.
Clown World Review makes a really good point. Cobra Kai was about perspectives. I talked about that at the beginning of this live stream. I did. It's all about perspectives. But it feels like it's veering more towards presentation now. They're telling you who the antagonist and protagonist are rather than letting the viewer decide.
That's an interesting point.
Yes.
Do you think that maybe now they feel they have less to lose? Because in the beginning, they had to hook you.
They did.
They really had to hook you. So they had to go to more traditional, show you, not tell you. So maybe they feel that they're able to relax a little bit. So
And
to
good
speak.
morning, Latino
I
Slant.
don't know
Miguel
if
to
it's
the
good or not.
Miguel to the very end had no stakes. I agree. There's character overlaid each season, and he suffered this time around. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy with what they did with his character this season.
Kind of hoping he gets pushed kind of to the, because he's been like the front,
right,
of kind of at the front of this whole thing, and I'm kind of hoping he gets pushed back a little bit, and then like other characters can start, like Dimitri, for instance. That's a character that you didn't see if you watching season 1. You didn't see what he becomes in season 4.
right.
Going toe to toe with who he's able to, his whole thing.
And Mark, that's horrible. No, I don't want to see either one of them. No, absolutely not.
Why would you say that?
No, don't do that. Don't pull a Whedon. Don't pull a Whedon and kill off a fan favorite in the movie.
Don't.
Yes.
We've had enough of that, actually.
Yes. We already lost Miyagi. That, and before we get out of here, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I throw everybody out of here. Every scene where Daniel's talking to Miyagi, I can't help but almost get emotional. Yes, Loki gets emotional when he watches stuff sometimes.
Feelings?
And when they play that music, that flute music, and you hear, dun, 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 and he's sitting there, he's like, Mr. Miyagi, and you see that picture, or you see the gravestone. I'm like, God, I hate you people for doing this to me. No, we've already lost enough. We already lost Miyagi, and that's it. Now, really, I want everybody to give a shout out to their channels. Please, mods, throw links out. Loriana, you have a wonderful channel. What have you got coming up?
Oh, thank you. First of all, Loki, thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
I miss you guys so much. As for today, I really have nothing going on because this is the last day my family is in town. They're finally getting out of my house, for the lack of a better term. I love them to death, but that's pretty much what it is. But of course, you can see me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, and Eris will actually be on my channel along with Mary Mayhem, OG Star Wars, Mandy Summers, and Fat Steven Seagal as we go over his pick for the anime this time, which is Space Dandy. So please join us for that particular discussion. So that's pretty much what I have going on tomorrow. Of course, Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Babe the Menace, also with Eris and the rest of the gals, will be on my channel, the first Clown World 2022 show. So we're having that. And then, of course, at 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the Dark Council will be holding court for the first show of 2022, and we will be on Drunk 3PO's channel. And Friday, of course, talking second episode of the Book of Boba Fett on the lunch table, along with other hot pop culture topics that should drop by that time. And of course, I do floating streams out from the theme park, so you just kind of make sure that your notifications are on for when I go live, and I get to hang out and show you guys stuff with the parks and talk about what I like and I don't like, and try to avoid disrespectful treats that they have at the parks.
And
so hard.
God damn. And go look at her like community tab and then Twitter and shit. Like, it will give you diabetes just looking at it. And
for real. For real.
Thank you, Shane, for the sub. Thank you so much. And he says 3 more 3 more. Time to add 3 more subs.
Oh,
Oh
thank
my
you,
God.
Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Appreciate that so much.
Wonderful.
Said that Pat Steven introed me to y'all. Thank you. Eris of Chaos, what do you got going on?
Well, what Loretta said about Tuesday.
All right. What Lorena said.
And then Saturday, 12 p.m. at CST, I do show with Josh. Sometimes I win. Or I guess Josh Project Storytime. It's a name that y'all whatever. There's a Josh on this panel, so I'm trying to be more specific.
Uh-huh.
And what are we talking about? I don't know. It's too early in the week for me to know. Probably not going to know till like Thursday because I'm really on top of my shit, guys. I'm a professional. But that's all I got this week, as far as I'm aware. But yeah.
And you can find Zeropium here on this show. We also guest on other shows. I want to thank you, Zero. Thank you, Loriana. Thank you, Eris of Chaos, for taking the time out this morning to hop on and talk Cobra Kai. I absolutely love this show, and I can't wait for season 5. I can't wait till we get more. I hate that it's all released all at the same
I
time.
know. Oh, it's like binge and then that crash.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like binging, watching shit.
Me
I'm also
too.
a millennial. Blame me. I don't.
Thank you all for guesting this morning, guys. We are out of here. We will be back tomorrow, but we've also got a bonfire in Valhalla on Discord today at 4 p.m. So if you are members of the Discord, if you are in Valhalla, I will see you at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time today in Discord. Until then, take care, be excellent to each other, always speak friend to enter, and we'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Stay golden, pony boy.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.